inaccurate the platforming was in Unleashed whenever you had to platform. But what's funny with Sonic's jump, when you press the jump button and you hold it down to get an extended jump, what actually happens is that Sonic at the pinnacle of the jump, he
Well,
actually raises like
slightly, yeah.
slightly higher again, which throws me off completely. I won't tell you how many times I've fell
Overshot
off
something.
platforms because of that. And then then again, that's when you're supposed to use the double jump to to fix yourself at the very last second. But in the end, and I think Lewis already mentioned this in his review or whatever announcement he made, that the double
On
jump,
his DA account, yeah.
yeah, the double jump really shouldn't be used for precise platforming. A
It should be
simple jump,
used for
probably,
length or height.
yeah, pretty much.
I also feel the jump's a bit stiff. Not as
Yeah,
stiff,
yeah,
not as stiff as Unleashed, but still kind of stiff.
yeah. Well, it's funny, yeah, because I think this is a case where Sonic actually has too much momentum in his jump. It's like, God damn it, we can't win. Sonic 4 has no air momentum, and Colors has too
Too much.
much. It's like, you're doing it wrong, guys.
Somewhere in the middle, Sega.
Get you know what you have to do now.
Fix
And
it. Fix it for Sonic Rainbow Spectrum.
there are another two things that bothered me. And again, it really doesn't hinder the gameplay at all, but you wished it was there.
Is
Sonic's
it the drift in the quick step?
well, first off, I think not having the drift on the shoulder button is really fucking stupid.
Well, you only use the drift in those certain sections where you need it, so I don't see why it should be mapped onto the controller, considering you're never going to use it.
Yeah,
Especially in 2D sections, so I'm okay with that. I do miss the quick step, though.
the quick step I did miss. In terms of what I'm trying to get at here is more of the moves that Sonic has had for such a long time, and then suddenly,
Where's the spin dash in the 2D
yeah,
sections? Damn it!
yeah. You know what? Okay, that's one of them. The spin dash. I really in this game in particular, like I didn't miss it in Unleashed because I'm boosting everywhere I go now. But in this game, you don't get to abuse the boost that nearly as much because it's no longer ring activated. You have to actually get wisps in order to activate it, which are nowhere near as plentiful
Plentiful
as
as rings.
rings. Um, so in this game, I came across like, you know what? I really miss the spin dash.
I mean,
And then
I know the crouch button has been assigned to a different way instead of down.
yeah,
But you could have easily just coded it so A would do the spin dash. Now the spin dash is basically just in spike.
yeah, but that also weirded me out more. I was like, wait, you have the spin dash. And it's like, why couldn't you just give that to Sonic? Like, minus the whole spider ball thing, but still, you could. I think that was a missed opportunity for them in this particular title, especially considering the game. A majority of the game is 2D. I think the spin dash really would have benefited him. And in terms of the other move I missed that was given to the hover ability
The
was
light
the
ring
light speed
dash.
dash.
I think what they were
You
trying
know,
to do is make Sonic not so OP, so the powers would have more of a impact on gameplay. But
I guess
for the light speed dash, I'm okay with it.
I guess so because you know what the first thing is, like when you're in Tropical Resort, actually the first stage, there's this trail of rings that you can swerve left and right to collect. My
Well, you're
mind
supposed to you gotta tap
Yeah,
the
my mind
B button.
instinctively was tapping the B button to use the lightspeed dash, even though it didn't do anything. I was like, oh, fuck. It's like, I did this the old fashioned way.
Swerve.
Yes. But other than that, I'm glad the homing attack was
Mapped to the double jump
mapped to the double jump the way it should be.
instead
And the
of a
boost
different button.
separate button.
Yeah. I
It
do
is
like
weird.
you go on.
It is weird that, like you mentioned, like the crouch. Again, because the majority of the game is 2D, I don't know why it couldn't be just holding down instead of holding X. Because you know what the weird thing about crouching is, you can crouch while you're stationary, but if you move the analog stick just
You'll
slightly,
immediately do the Mega Man
you slide.
You do the
And
Mega Man slide.
it made one particular section where I was trying to get a red ring in Sweet Mountain.
Oh, that one where you're supposed to have the spike ball.
Yeah, the spiked ball, and you're supposed to crouch underneath one of the platforms. And if you tilt
Yeah.
that analog stick just slightly, you're going off that platform and you're dying.
Yeah. Although the one thing I did enjoy as far as bringing up back stuff from Unleashed is how they nerfed the boost. It's useful, but it's not OP. It's at the perfect balance. Because I didn't find myself boosting all over the place. Just kind of where I needed to boost.
You know what? Yeah, in this game, actually, boosting felt more of a reward than something that's like Unleashed gave it to you on the get go. It was actually the main gimmick of Unleashed in the daytime stages was going as fucking as fast as you can. But in this game, it's a reward because you're not given that much boost at all.
And you have to pick and choose your spots where you want to boost. So
Yeah.
you find a particularly cool spot you want to boost. It's awesome.
Because unlike Unleashed, there's not a lot of flat land to run really fast for a long period of time. You know, I only found myself using it to plow through a group of enemies, or when I wanted to use the air boost to get something across really fast. But you know what though? I kind of wish I just had a little bit more of it, not too much of it like Unleashed did with it, but just a little bit more because the game is going for more of that balanced platform and speed.
Either give just a teensy bit more, or give us the spin dash.
Yeah, but again, like if you, again, that's probably the reason why I miss the spin dash so much in the first place. I just wish there was a way that I can constantly give myself a burst of speed without giving too much of it, which is why I wouldn't have mind just a little more boost or the spin dash. But I'm actually glad they didn't make the boost ring powered. Otherwise, you're boosting all over the place. You really can't
boost to really win.
Can't. Yeah, pretty much. Although I will say that Sonic Colors for the DS has no qualms against boosting to win whatsoever because it's essentially Sonic Rush 3.
I haven't played the DS version.
I have.
I don't plan to.
Well, you know what though? In terms of like handheld Sonic Rush games, it's probably my favorite.
Oh really?
Yeah, better than I think it's better than Sonic Rush Adventure. That's for sure.
Well, Rush Adventure was kind of
Yeah, it was kind of meh. And the power up gimmicks and like that, I'm liking it more than Sonic Rush. So I'm thinking this is probably going to be my favorite of the Rush series.
Huh.
But in terms of the plot, it follows the typical monster of the week formula. Because the last boss is not Eggman.
Yeah.
But
when will Sega learn not to stop rehashing this plot?
Oh no, yeah, we're not going to rehash it on the consoles anymore. He didn't say anything about handhelds. Give us a break. But yeah, I'm only about halfway done the DS version, but so far so good. I mean, it's a really good game. I can see why some review sites are actually scoring it higher than the Wii version, but I think the Wii version just has more quality over it.
It's so beautiful to look at.
My eyes, they bleed rainbow.
While we're still on gameplay, how about the gimmicks of this game? A gimmick that actually worked. Sega is now 1 for 10.
You're getting there, guys. You're halfway there. Well, that's what the PR is telling them anyway. Okay. Or getting into gimmicks. Favorite Wisp?
Favorite Wisp? Probably Drill.
Spike.
Spike. Yeah, I can see Spike. Yeah. Spike or Drill for me.
Yeah.
Let's just go in order and talk about our thoughts. Laser. Laser! I think it's horribly underutilized.
You're not the only one to say that. I think that too.
You either use it to activate a little shortcut or just plow through enemies, and that's all you really do with it.
Yeah.
And this
out of curiosity, I just shoot in a straight diagonal line to see how far I can go.
Yeah. And this one particularly annoying red ring puzzle in Aquatic Park.
Yeah. You know what? The one thing that bothers me about the laser power up is letting the laser loose.
Yeah, there's no button to it. You have to.
There's no button.
You point with the analog stick, and then when you let go, it activates.
Yeah, you let go of the analog stick is when you launch the laser, and that's just weird to me. I really thought I should have been mapped to a button.
I when I first started on the game, I turned Navigator off, which was stupid, considering that there are powers I don't know how to use. So I immediately got the laser, and I had no idea how to work it. I was playing that level like 3 times in a row to try and figure out how it goes, and I'm like, fuck it, turn on Navigator. Just because I want to know how the fuck you control these things when I get them.
You know what though? I had Navigator turned on, but I ran past all the question marks anyway.
I activated the question mark for when a new Wisp showed up, so I knew exactly how it worked.
Yeah.
I never used it for like general control stuff, or this is
I
how
did-
you activate this.
I did that. I did that for all of them except Frenzy because I thought it couldn't get any more complicated than just run and eat shit.
We'll get to Frenzy eventually. Then
Yeah.
we get to Drill, also known as something that's actually better than Sonic did something that's better than Mario.
Drill.
Whereas
Yeah,
Mario
okay.
just drills through things, you can control Sonic while he's drilling.
So,
Both through,
this
both through soft
is one of
ground
those
and
cases
water.
where Sega does what Nintendo.
Yay!
No, I can't say Genesis does what Nintendo because Genesis is dead, long dead, and buried.
No, but I like the drill. It leads to a lot more exploring, and it leads to a much easier time in water.
Yeah, actually. Like, even though the underwater sections themselves aren't that much of a hassle because Sonic can actually finally fucking swim in this game, if you call jumping in the air enough infinite times swimming.
Going the Soma Cruise route.
Yeah.
It's not swimming; you're just jumping a lot in water.
Just jumping infinitely. Hey, it's better than nothing, though. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, the drill power definitely is fun to use. Although I'm not exactly sure how the hitbox works, because you use it in Sweet Mountain Zone. You have those drill enemies that chase after you occasionally.
Yeah.
And I swear sometimes I hit them and sometimes they hit me, and I'm just not exactly sure.
Yeah, that happens underwater as well.
But the only problem, I think, like the only part you can damage them with the enemies is the actual, like the tip of the drill. I think the rest of the area counts, and it's probably why I'm getting hit so much.
Have you gotten your Wii to lag with the drill?
What?
And I've managed to lag my Wii in Sweet Mountain a few times. You mentioned there's enemies that follow you around. I've managed to hoard a lot of them together, so there was like 10 enemies on screen in addition to me, and between all the particle effects, my Wii just slowed to a crawl.
A shitload of explosions when you killed them all at once.
Yeah, it was like, can't keep up. Processors failing.
Chugga,
failing,
chugga, 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 chugga.
What came next?
Q.
Whatever. I don't know what the hell he's saying for that blue one.
He's saying cube.
Cube. Okay. It sounds like you to me. So what I want to do is insert that sound clip in the Soldier Boy song. It's like whenever it goes you, just do a clip of that and just go. It's like you cube. That's what it sounds. That's what it sounds like to me.
I hate that fucking song. And now I'm gonna think about that whenever I act.
That's why it grated on me.
Yeah.
Because I couldn't tell what the hell he was saying. The C sounded silent from my speaker, so it sounds like going you.
So the cube turns you into a thwomp that acts like a P-switch.
Yeah, basically.
Mario much. You know what?
Works in a few puzzles isn't all that interesting.
No, I thought when we were talking about the release, it's really not that interesting. It's used to just advance, pretty much. I mean, all the lists are used to advance.
And specific platforming puzzles, although I wish they had given you more of it. Aquatic Park Act 2.
You know what, though? It was because of the fucking cube that I actually got stuck in one part of Sweet Mountain Act 2, because I completely forgot that the shockwave that the thwomp produces can break those black blocks with the rainbow stuff in the center.
Wisp blocks, yeah.
Yeah, and I was completely stuck because there was a huge wall of that stuff in front of me, and I didn't know how to get through, and I completely forgot that the shockwave that the thwomp produces breaks those blocks, and for the life of me, I was like, oh my god, it's a fucking Kaizo trap in a Sonic 3D game.
Yeah, just not that interesting. What came after that?
I think Spike.
Spike!
No, Rocket.
Rocket
Came in.
Used in specific places to either progress or to find red rings. It's not interesting.
No.
It shoots you up and you go into the free fall animation.
Yeah, well, not always though, because I clearly remember using it during my Red Ring Hug in Sweet Mountain. That it launched me high up, but I didn't go into my free falling animation. I just went, I dropped like a fucking rock.
I